Well, guys, Olight just came out with something. This is the Olight PLX. It is very interesting. Try not to say interesting, but it is. Let's check it out real quick. Okay, so the Olight PLX. It's actually not even in here. It is on the wall behind me because I already have it put on a mount. This is very. It's unique. It's a unique light. It's a very unique light, and it does not have a laser, despite being such a large-looking light, or not large, such a unique-looking light. And it is very unique. It is very unique. Comes with this just complexity upon complexity. This tool looks like the chicken bone, the Y bone, wishbone, and some screws and a charging cable and a whole thing of instructions. Which, who reads instructions? I'm not sure. This is probably the only part you really need is when it says read me. This just shows you how to charge the light. Let's look at the light before we really get into any kind of spec things. Because this is what we're looking for right here. This is the specs, this is the stuff that we're looking for. Well, let's check the light out real quick. We got it mounted up right now. This is on a TSAS Night Stalker. What an appropriate name for a new flashlight. I am recording, right? Yep. I moved my camera, so I can't really see my little red light. The Night Stalker. This guy should be able to come off just like that. Put the Night Stalker down, and we can see the light itself. It's not really a huge light. I kind of said it was earlier, but it has a lot of light feature things on the front. Not one big bulb. It's actually got 3 bulbs, which are very unique. And it has the module mounting system. Not really module, but it has this indexing point for 1913. That's what this little key is for. And this other part here is for Glocks. So your little indexing block right there, which can move. It's actually a very handy thing. I'm trying not to say actually too much, but it is a very handy thing. Say you have, you want to mount on that. That's not even a real Glock. Let's get these things out of the way. Let's grab this. This is just a frame doohickey. These little grooves, get that guy up there. This is 1913. This is for a SIG 320, so this should fit 1913, and it will go in there just like so. You push on one side, it's spring-loaded and captured, so it's not going to fall apart. That opens your gate here, but then this piece is your indexing piece, which allows it to properly index, right? You can move that down if to, properly orientate on another indexing point. It's pretty straightforward. Olight has done that for a while, and I do believe some other companies have done that. I'm not sure other companies have really done that so much as far as it being like modular like this. That's not anything extremely special and unique. It is rechargeable, like we said on the README portion, and that's why it comes with a USB-C charger. You can, got another USB-C cable here, plug this sucker in, and it will charge, showing red right now because I've been using it, and it needs to charge. But unplug that and that light will go away. Here you go. Now it's on, well, it was on yellow and then it turned off. Anyway, I should leave this thing in, let it get all charged up and whatnot. Will it work? Yeah, it'll work even when it's plugged in. So there we go. That's kind of interesting and unique. That's not O-ring sealed per se. So let's look at that real quick because that's something I haven't noticed. This is IPX7. So even though this does not look to be like O-ring sealed around here, shouldn't be a problem. According to IPX7 rating, you should be able to drop this in some water and it should be fine. I think that's what IPX7 is. Not scuba diving, just dropping it in some water. The coolness of this light is this. You have a little switch. It's got a switch. Not the kind that you probably are thinking of, but it does have a switch. And if you push it on the downward position, which is more of a floodlight, you can't hardly even see it because all my lights are on. But anyway, you have a very flood beam. It's a big flood beam. If you double click, now it's on low, double click, now it's on high. Now you can see it better now. There you go. But it's flood, but it's on high. All right, double click again and it goes back to low. Click and it goes off. Momentary hold, that's momentary. Click both little triggers and it'll strobe for you. So your folks that, maybe don't want to look at that, there's strobe. And strobe is not momentary that I can tell. Nope, either strobe on and it's just on, and then you got to click it again, hit any button and it'll turn off, or not. But that's your broad flood beam. You also, on that same switch, flip it to the upward position. Now you have your PL. PL, I could make up a term for you, I'm not exactly sure, but it's like light lasers. It's not a laser, but it's a focused beam of light. Yeah, you can see that better in camera than you can see here. That's on low, that's on high. This is pretty interesting. So with this, you would be able to use this, in my opinion, the application of this would be for if you have a pistol and you need a wide angle to observe things, let's just call it that, then you'd keep it on the wide angle, the flood beams, let the floodgates open. If, however, you want to zero in on something or throw light very far, or much further than just a broad beam, you can flick it over to that PL. See, PL, wide beam, PL, wide beam. With that PL, you are shooting that light much more concentrated, where it will be able to travel farther and positively identify certain things. Let's just put it that way. Very simplistic, straightforward. My major caution on this whole thing is holster compatibility. Now, I have not read through all the material that they have here, but, and I should probably look it up, but this is a new release, so they probably don't have, you know, I probably couldn't find it on the internet. Holster compatibility will probably be a thing. I don't know any other light that is compatible in footprint so that I could stick this on a pistol and holster it. I'm just not seeing it. Maybe I'm missing something, and maybe that's something in the README that I need to read into a little bit more. Maybe down the road, they'll make holsters for it. It could be very interesting. Or you could easily stick this on, say, a little pistol caliber carbine thing. Here we go. Here's a little pistol caliber carbine thing. It's got that 1913 rail on it. There you go. And you could use it just like that. There's your PL and your wide beam. And if you've got a high-rise mount like this, wow, even with a high-rise mount, I've got my irons, and I've got my optic, and I've got my mount all situated nice and clean-like. That's honestly not a bad setup necessarily. I'm not obstructing much of any kind of view, and my buttons are right where I would need my buttons, and I could switch it up and move it over somewhere else. Obviously, wherever you put it, that's your quick mounting. I'm gonna knock everything over now. That's your quick mounting with this little adjustment in the middle, and then push the little button and you can kind of clamp onto whatever you want to clamp onto. Then you would use the other flat portion of your key to tighten it up and lock it down so it doesn't accidentally come undone. That would be bad. Now that he's locked on there, he ain't gonna come off. He ain't gonna come off at all. Rock solid, not moving at all. That's how that's supposed to be. A unique light, a PLX. I could definitely see something like this being viable. I remember whenever I was in law enforcement, this would have been super handy with that focused beam. It's focused enough, you can point at things, right? So if you needed to direct attention to one place or another, that would be a very handy thing to have. Also, having this size of light with that casting of a beam for people that are dealing with things within 100 meters or so, it'd be great on a little pistol caliber carbine or a little carbine in and of itself. It could be super handy. And the fact that this is rechargeable and not with some special proprietary magnetic system. This is just any USB-C should be able to plug in there and charge this guy up. That is actually pretty dang handy. The specs on this, really quick. I'm gonna throw it up there. I'll take a picture for it and throw it up there. But it looks like if you have it on the spot beam, which is gonna be your PL setting, you have 900 lumens, and you're gonna have 100% brightness for about 5 minutes. It's gonna dim down to about 44% brightness for the next 44 minutes, and just kind of dim down after that. If you have it on low settings, even in low setting is 200 lumens. I remember back in the day, 60 lumens was like, that was the rating for tactical. And if you needed a tactical light, you need 60 to 65 lumens. I remember, I think 60 was the bar, but then if you had a 65 lumen light, oh my word, you were burning stuff. If you had a 100 lumen light, oh my word, you were the coolest tactical dude on the block. Well, on low, this is now 200 lumens. Pretty dang cool. On flood, well, and on that 200 lumens, it says you have 100%, it's just gonna stay 200 lumens for about 2 hours and 25 minutes, which is a long time. Flood setting, on high, you have 1200 lumens. It's a lot of illuminations. Yeah, and you got, again, 5 minutes on that and 40 minutes diminishing. And then on the low setting of the flood, hopefully we're saying all this right. This is your spot. This is your flood. So if you have it on the low setting, it's saying the low setting is 300 lumens. That's probably right. A 60 lumen flashlight is nothing nowadays, but you should be getting 300 lumens for about an hour and 55 minutes. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting. We already said IPX rating of 7, and it has a 1.5 meter drop rating. It works in temperatures from 0 to about 40 degrees Celsius. Well, if we're talking Celsius, we're gonna test that because we're in Alaska right now, and guess what? I think right now it's like 20 degrees. It's been negatives past little while, so we'll definitely get this thing out and see if it works in the sub-zero, which it should, it has been, so it kind of does. I'm just not sure on the battery life on those things. The run times. Anyway, that's a quick little down and dirty look at the new PLX. It actually fits very cleanly on this frame, which is nice. For a pistol mounted light, it's nice and flush. And your buttons, I love these paddle style buttons. That's the way that tactical, quote unquote, pistol lights should be. I think the side buttons, not great. I don't like those at all. These actually seem to be pretty dang good. The only thing I would want, and it probably is in here, I just don't know it, is a lockout feature for if you're traveling somewhere, but that's probably in there somewhere. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. PLX, the PLX from Olight. What's y'all's thoughts? This is a divergent from their other. This looks like this could have been set up to have a battery pack, because they've had those before. You have a battery pack stick in there, and then you can replace the battery packs. That would have been kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe they'll make a different version of that. But I'd love to hear back from you guys. What do you think about the PLX? What do you think about Olight in general? I'm sure that topic will come up. Their optics are awesome. Their lights. This is fine. I have no problems with this right now, except for a holster. I would need a holster compatible, light compatible holster if I actually wanted to use this on something, on like a pistol. If I wanted to use it on a carbine or rifle, I'd just clap it on there and it'd be fine. Anyway, let's talk about it. What do y'all think of the PLX from Olight? It's pretty bright, and that's even at a low setting. It's in yellow, which means it's like lower than 50%. Let's talk about it.